Muckluck here, and I don't like game reviews that take 20 minutes to give 5 minutes of information. This is the first Berzerker Khazan, a single-player Souls-like action RPG. It is available on PC, PS5, and Xbox XS, and is rated M for mature. In full disclosure, I received this game for free as part of my work, but the goal of this review is to determine whether or not this game is worth its time and price tag for you. The following is the game's setting of Khazan, with no spoilers beyond what you learn in the opening cutscene and tutorial. You play the role of Khazan,
Well, duh.
a mighty warrior and a respected general of his people. You and your buddy Ozma, a powerful mage, are sent out on a mission to protect the Empire. When you return, to your shock, you are labeled traitors and punished. You learn that Ozma was put to death, and you yourself have your arms disabled and are being transported to your execution, and you know not why. Your transport is interrupted by an avalanche, and you and the other soldiers are thrown from the cliff. Barely alive, you are found by a spirit of the underworld who gleefully attempts to take your body, as it needs a strong vessel for its own mission. This fusion allows you to draw on underworld energy, healing and strengthening your body, but leaves you fighting the Phantom for control. Thus begins your journey as Khazan, to find out why he was labeled a traitor, take his revenge, and fight to keep control of his own body. General gameplay. Being a Souls-like game, it has many overlapping elements with others that you may be familiar with, such as Dark Souls or Elden Ring, but it also does many things quite differently, which I'll come back to. There are bonfires. When you kill enemies, you gain lacrima. When you die, you drop it. When you rest at a blade bonfire, you can recharge your healing items, respawn most, not all, enemies, and spend lacrima to level up stats of your choice. You have 3 main weapon options to focus on: dual wield, greatsword, or spear, each with their own robust skill trees. Some items on the tree passively improve something about your weapon, others give you a new ability, and you assign it to a key binding. As you hit enemies or defend yourself, you will build spirit, which you can use to fire off those special bound abilities from the skill tree. Loot is extremely abundant. You will be able to take items that you don't need and eventually break them down into lacrima, which is more experience, or components, which can be used to craft items that you do want. There are items that are a part of sets, which you can mix and match as much as you desire. If you outlevel an item that you really like, you can feed items into another item to level it up, or recraft the same item to make a higher level version of it. Enemies have stamina bars. If you can deplete their stamina, you can do a brutal attack for a lot more damage, so you can build around trying to deplete enemy hit points directly, or their stamina, and do brutal follow-ups. Let's talk defending yourself. You can guard, basically a block, which is instant when you click, no long animation. Same with dodging. It happens instantly. If you guard or dodge the same moment an attack would hit you, you're rewarded by making it nearly free of stamina cost, and some skills will allow you to counter an enemy when you pull this off. There is also reflection, a traditional parry with a longer animation. This more closely resembles a parry from Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring, that heavily punishes the enemy if you line this up with their attack. And lastly, counters. Occasionally an enemy will come at you with a large red rune. This basically means dodge or counter this, nothing else. You cannot guard against these attacks. At boss fights, you will frequently get the option to summon a spirit, which will help you. If you are struggling with the game and want some assistance, the system will offer you a great way of getting some backup on those bosses. Additionally, after your first few deaths, the game will ask if you wish to play it on its normal difficulty or change it down to easy. Changing it to easy will adjust how resistant Khazan is to various elements, his weight limit, and the amount of damage he deals and receives. How much time can you expect to get from your purchase? The first Berzerker Khazan took me about 49 hours of gameplay for the first playthrough. That includes doing all the optional side missions, but I did not find every secret. If you hunted for those, your playthrough would take longer. The game also unlocks a New Game Plus option after defeating the final boss if you wish to continue. Comparisons to other games. As mentioned, Khazan has many Souls-like features, but also has incredibly smooth gameplay. I love Elden Ring and Dark Souls, but they are very clunky games with long animation locks and wind-ups. Khazan more closely resembles the faster-paced response time of Lies of P or Black Myth Wukong. In terms of difficulty, I was able to clear the game on normal without using summons, mainly using dodges, counters, and guards for defense. I was never able to get down the timing for reflection, so I made little to no use of that. It isn't required, but it is another powerful tool if you are better than I. Graphics. Khazan uses immersive 3D cel-shaded animation, giving it a unique art style that I greatly enjoyed. The humanoid characters have an anime look, but if that displeases you, know that you are looking at Khazan's back most of the time. If you dislike anime style, I don't think that necessarily means that you would dislike this game. Sound and music. The sound cues were reliable, which is incredibly important for a game like this. Cues for attacks, blocks, dodges, parries, etc. were all precision timed and could be counted on. The songs were also fantastic in my opinion. Some I was absolutely jamming to, and others were gorgeous in a way that stunned my own community. Let's talk controls. The first Berzerker Khazan can be played with a controller or with mouse and keyboard. I played it on mouse and keyboard, and it has the best KBM controls of any Souls-like I have played to date. Like, I loved Lies of P, but dodge and run were the same button. I loved Elden Ring, but the KBM controls were an ordeal to use if you wished to try. The KBM controls for Khazan were straightforward, responsive, and could be rebound to other keys if you wished to do so. I did not play the game on controller, but in asking other players, I was told by all of the ones I spoke to it was a positive experience in that department. Saving system. Anytime you go through a loading screen from traveling, beating a level, or dying, or resting at a bonfire, the game automatically saves. Content creator concerns. None. I streamed my entire playthrough on Twitch and YouTube and uploaded the entire thing to our Muckluck Plays YouTube channel and did not experience any muted VODs or have any issues with copyright claims. Do I have anything negative to say? This is where I normally mention any bugs that I experienced, controls that were bad, plot holes, things like that. But after near 50 hours in this game, I had no problems to speak of. Final thoughts. Khazan was an incredibly smooth and responsive game, with responsive fluid controls, beautiful graphics, and a banger soundtrack. And as an added bonus, an amazing story as well. Most Souls-like games have a vague story you have to piece together afterward by watching some 1 hour-long videos on YouTube. Khazan's story felt like something between 1990's Spawn and Darksiders. It was well written and really good in my opinion. For these reasons, I feel that after playing 50 hours of Khazan, I do believe it is worth it and is fairly priced. On top of that, I have to say that I think I personally have a new favorite Souls-like. I have enjoyed and reviewed many in the past, but this one gave me so much fun in every metric that I will jump at the chance to try whatever this studio makes next. But what do you think? Hopefully now you know enough to decide if Khazan is right for you. This video was not sponsored, so if you enjoyed it, please consider hitting the like button to help us out with the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to see more of my own playthrough of the first Berzerker Khazan, I'll include a link to that playlist from our other channel down below. Subscribe there too. As always, a massive thank you to our dear patrons who make content like this possible. If you'd like to become a supporter and earn early access, there's a link to that in the description. Happy Berzerking.